Hey, hello guys. Welcome once again to my channel. And in this video right here, we'll be talking about support and resistance. I promised you on my previous video that I will be explaining what support and resistance is all about. I'm going to make this super simple and easy to assimilate. Okay, like I said, my method of approaching Forex is by a very simple approach, and I'm not going to complicate any issue because I don't want it to look complicating to you, because yeah, it's complicated when you make it complicated, but as long as you keep it simple, it's gonna be simple. Okay, so first of all, before I go into showing you examples of where we call the support and resistance zones in the forex market, as a trader, before you okay enter a trade, before you make the decision of buying or selling in the market, you have to first of all analyze the market. The analysis will be the basis for all the decision you will make on that market. When I say market, guys, I am not referring to some place somewhere in London or America or Africa where you have to take a trip to to buy or sell. I'm simply referring to the chart. This this very chart right here, this one right here before you, okay? This one right here, this is the chart. Depending on the instrument you're trading, be it the commodities, be it indices, be it currency pairs like what I have here on my MT4 chart, okay? I love making illustrations with the currency pair. So whatever market you are in, first of all, before you place a buy or a sell, you must make analysis on that pair, on that instrument, on that market. Okay, I hope that is understood. And now, in my previous video, I talked about reasons why we take a trade. When you come into the market, okay, if you have watched my video on trend trading, on the types of trend we have in the market, I told you that the forex market does not move in a straight line. Okay, the forex market moves in waves, in trends. Those waves make up the trend. If it is waving upward, if it is going upwards, okay, you are in an uptrend. You are in an uptrend. Just take a look at this. Okay, this was an uptrend until it changed. It was an uptrend, and this is also an uptrend, and this, as you can see, is a downtrend. Okay, it's as simple as what you can see on this chart. We are going to keep this as simple as possible. Now, I told you about waves in the market. I told us about waves in the market, something like this. I said market doesn't go in a straight line. For the uptrend, you have higher highs created, higher lows. It didn't come back here, broke above, created a new high, created a new low, which is higher than the previous, created another one like this. And these higher highs and higher lows you have in the market here actually represent the support and resistance zones in the market. And now, what is a support and resistance zone? In a very simple term, okay, you can say that the supports, okay, the supports in the market is simply the floor where prices bounce on. That is the floor. Prices tend to bounce on a floor called support, and I'll show you. And when you have the resistance is equal to a ceiling. Sorry. is equal to a ceiling, just like you have a ceiling, a roof over your head, a roof. Okay, a resistance is like a roof over your head. Now let's get back to the chart. I'm going to show you a few copies. Okay, before you go into an analysis, okay, when you're about to trade, okay, you have to do this analysis. You can do analysis using your mobile phone, as you can see here. Okay, I have mastered this thing. I'm okay using my phone, but not everybody would like to do this. Okay, if you're a new trader, I would not advise you to use your phones for analysis until you have mastered how the chart behaves, and okay, you've mastered how to use it. But then whether you're using your mobile phone or you're using a laptop, it doesn't really matter. But I would advise you to use a laptop as a beginner. Okay, now this is a view you're going to have on your laptop. You're going to have the landscape view, and we're going to switch this to a landscape view. Okay, this is it. Analysis is best done on the landscape view, and most of the time you will have to completely zoom this out for historical data. As you can see, if you're going to follow the dates down here where we have this, okay, this date, this is 11th of February this year. You will see that you'll see what price did around this zone. Okay, just take a look from your left down to the right. You can see how the market has been moving up, down, up, down. At some point the market is stalling in a particular zone, failed to break through that zone, respected the zone and came back. Okay, things like that. These places in a shaded area, this shaded area here speaks a lot about support and resistance. Now let me take a mobile view so I do what I want to do. Okay, I'm gonna try to explain this quickly using this present data here. Now you can see that price came from somewhere. Price came all the way down, and when it came down, it did this pullback. I'm sure it met some resistance here. Like I said, it met a ceiling here. If you check your history behind, you're going to see that there was a history there. And then the price respected this zone and dropped again to test another zone, which if you check behind also, it was once a support, and so it became, and price came back to that same support. Price could have broken through and retested and continued going down, but in this case it did not. It just came back here, stalled here for a minute, and pulled back up to test where it was coming from again. And this place still remains a ceiling as long as it has not been broken. It came back again and met another support here. This place has turned to support now because it has been tested twice. Okay, it has been tested twice. This zone, this zone, this zone, this zone is a place of focus. For the zone above, you have resistance up, and these zones labeled down here is a support. All of these 1, 2, 3 are supports. That is where the price is seated. Now if you check very well, before there was a change in this trend, there was a strong bullish takeover in the market represented by the candle you're seeing here, this strong green candle. And after the candle, okay, after the candle was After the candle appeared here, what did you have? You see the price began to stall around this zone. Didn't make a higher high, neither did it make a higher low. Okay, and then after stalling for a while, price broke back right through that zone. Okay, and it's still trying to respect that zone. It hasn't broken out yet. Until price breaks out, this place remains a resistance, a ceiling. And until price breaks out of this place remains a support. Now, what are we seeing? Supports. Okay, supports, where we call support in the market, is what we have as price floor. And this is a floor right here, as you can see. That is the floor. I hope you understand. And now what you have as resistance is what we call a ceiling, price ceiling. Okay, so two things are here. This is a ceiling, a resistance. This is a ceiling, a resistance, and this is a support. It's as simple as that. Now in this market, you have places where support turns. So a support does not remain support forever. Like I said, the market cannot keep going down forever. Market does an up and down movement. And every time an up and down movement is created in market, new support and resistance zones are created. This is what we have here. We have market coming down. It came down and created. Market came down and created a support, a new support. Respected the support zone and created a new resistance. Came back to this point, and when it got to this point, what happened? It could have respected this point and went back up, but no, it failed. It rather broke through. After breaking through, price came back again to test this zone. Now, this former support you have here has now become a new resistance. So this zone that was one time a support has now become a resistance because of this break here and a revisit. Don't forget, there was a bounce here. That made the support, and here was a resistance. And after this breakthrough here, this pullback to the former support made it a new resistance. So this is what we mean by support. This is what we mean by support turned resistance. And we also have what we call resistance turned support. This is it over here. These are the zones. This is the zones we are looking at. I hope this helps.